Welcome, everyone, to episode 23 of the NEKO-ALPHA show, live from Tokyo, bringing you the Japan related NFT Alpha and more from the United Neko Alliance. I'm Reno, here with my co hosts and United Neko Alliance co founders, Neil and Steve.
Hey, GM, Neil here.
GM, Steve here.
In today's show, we'll have a pretty standard format, do a quick Spaces recap, talk about a big announcement from us, actually. We'll get into the alpha and then finish up with some community updates, things that are happening here in Japan or very recently happened. Before we start, please remember none of this is financial advice. Please do your own research. This is our commentary and info sharing, and we hope it's a little bit entertaining as well. So, with that, let's just jump right into the Spaces recap. We had a great Spaces this week.
Yeah, it was great and also like unusual for us to be talking about our own thing primarily. So it was
Right.
actually like I guess I was like a slightly nervous. I don't know, but it just felt different, right? Because we're always trying to put the spotlight on all of our creator friends, and for once it was mostly about us. But then again, not really, because what we were announcing involves other people.
Exactly.
That was sorry about the dead air there, man. I thought
No,
that
no,
would
no.
make a perfect segue, but I,
I
I threw you
appreciate
I
that.
threw you the ball with it when you weren't looking.
I'll grab the ball and run with it. Yeah, I mean, the NECO Alliance. This is a Web3 community that we're building, and the goal is to bridge between overseas and Japan. There's so much going on in Japan culturally and with NFTs and with art and with Web3. And this has been our goal. So doing the Twitter Spaces every week and doing this video channel as well to just get the message out there. But what we decided to do is do a collaboration with a lot of the local artists and creators that we've met here in Tokyo and around Japan and even non-Japanese, but who are Japan inspired. We decided to do a collaboration, and we announced it in our Twitter Spaces. So basically, we're inviting interested creators to contribute a trait that they think would work well with our collection, such as a background, headgear, fan art T-shirt, or some kind of body, or make a one-of-one Neko that could be part of our collaboration. Excuse me, our Genesis drop, or do both. So we think it might be really advantageous for some of the creators that jump in with us. Every collab project will receive a block of whitelist spots. Mentors of the collab whitelist will have increased chances to get a special collab trait from the project that they follow. The NECO Alliance will help promote the collaborators and encourage new people to learn about them. So there's going to be a lot of co-promotion and kind of discussion about different artists that work with us. And then, going forward, I mean, these are going to be Genesis collaborators. So going forward, they're going to really have a special place in our community.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. And I think we talked about it on the Spaces a little bit. I think we're aiming for around 20 artists would be a good target number for us. Doesn't have to be that, but I think it sounds like a good number um, to get people involved.
Yeah, although we don't have any limits, and we have a kind of an idea of what's going to work, but we'll have to see how many people are interested in joining us, and we're not going to cut people off, but we're also we have to be realistic about the number of collaborators that can realistically be part of the collection. But one thing that was really great is in the Twitter Spaces we had three creators who joined us. Do we want to talk about the art first, or I guess just talk about the creators who are gonna collaborate with us? There are three people uh, that joined us that I'm really excited are going to be collaborators with us. They're all three are really good friends of the NECO Alliance. They are very active in our Twitter Spaces, and we've done a lot with them. Uh, Hopeson is, I mean, a legend of the space and has been a great help to us, translating and doing things for us in our spaces, and has a great butterfly collection. So he had a great idea about how to incorporate maybe butterfly wings onto a Neko. So that's going to be really cool. Um, Ed Elena-san, an amazing VTuber, music artist, wearables artist, and really enthusiastic lady. So she's going to be really great to work with. And then Marimo Sphere-san is somebody we have collaborated with so far. She came with us to a trip up to the north of Japan, and we've been trading ideas. And she knows a lot of people in the space and has a good idea of some collaborators that she thinks could be part of this. So we had a good conversation with those three.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. Like all three of them are basically pillars of the NFT community in Japan. So it's really a great start to the collaboration project to have these three involved.
Yeah, we also have, I mean, there's several other people that we've told. I mean, the reception has been really great. The feedback has been really great on this collab idea. So there's several more creators that we've talked to, and we will be announcing them very soon as we kind of start releasing the collaborator list and all the details of the project. But these are the first three, and yeah, so we're so happy that to have them on board.
Totally. And for others who are interested, who want to know more, who want to get involved, we'll be tweeting out a sort of it's like a collaboration project package or a deck kind of. We'll have an English version and a Japanese version. We'll be tweeting that out very shortly. And feel free to share it around. If you know an artist in Japan or someone who's working on a Japan related project, who might be interested in collaborating and being part of the community, please share that. We'll put it out there soon.
Yeah. Oh, just let me sort of. I forgot to run through the tweets here to show our collaborators. Here's Zeta Lena. Here's Hope, and here's Marimosphere.
And of course, we'll have
Marimo
links
Sphere
in
is
the
pretty
show notes for
amazing.
them.
She's amazing. She does digital art, but she has a lot of physical art and different installations, which are really cool. So she's really in different things.
Yeah, and one of those different things here you can see on her bio, Crypto Art Week Asia. So we're going to be she's putting that together, and we will be yeah, Crypto Art Week Asia Tokyo 2022. So we'll be probably involved with that.
Yeah, that's a Singapore-based endeavor, and she is coordinating the stuff that's going on in Japan. And actually, I'll be helping her with that, coordinating with people in Singapore. So just kind of seeing what she has for me to do that. But I'm really excited to be part of that, to be doing other things in the space. So it's just about helping each other out and collabing and you know uh, promoting each other. So looking forward to that.
So let's jump into the alpha next.
Yeah.
Here's the NFT collection ranking in Japan for the last 7 days. And we see Crypto Ninja Partners at the #1 spot. Here you can see got a 0.38 floor, so solid. The floor is solid. I think I don't know. I think the owners is creeping up a little bit, but still for a 22K collection, which is huge. Um, this is a pretty low percentage of ownership, but that's kind of typical for Japan projects. Is I think it probably looks for people used to seeing projects outside of Japan. This probably looks really low, but it's not necessarily. I think you have to kind of adjust for the style over here and accept that it's going to tend to be lower. And as you can see, this is a 22K project that launched in the bear market, holding a 0.38 floor after a couple months is pretty amazing. But the thing we wanted to mention about CNP, so Crypto Ninja Partners and Ninja DAO, they're very prolific, as we mentioned before. And this week, the thing that came out with one of their members or some of their members was the very long CNP. So here we have a combination of Crypto Ninja Partners and a very long derivative. But not only that, there's actually a third community involved here because the key team members are from Sodan NFT, which is the group that puts together several projects, but most well known is Love Addicted Girls. So we've got the Love Addicted Girls team together with the CNP artist doing a very long derivative. And that was an 11.1K items launched last Sunday, Monday. And again, you can see at 2.9K owners would be considered on the low side outside of Japan. The floor price is 0.01, but this actually minted at 0.001. So that's it's 10 times floor price there, and it did get up to about 0.03. And yeah, it's pretty cute. There's some funny stuff in here, and the about 10.4K sold out on white lists, and then the last 800 was public mint the next day, but it was botted and disappeared in about a second.
This is a great example of the collaborative spirit and cooperation that's going on in the space in Japan. It's like a super group of it's like a super group band, that came together. Like three of the top communities are all collaborating here with this.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we keep, it's not exactly the same people, but it's the same. It's these communities overlapping and different members of the community trying out different projects and supporting each other. So really, it's fun. Like this kind of stuff is so much fun. There's some of these pieces in here are incredibly fun pieces
Fun
and
and funny.
fun and funny. Yeah. And this would be, I guess, the third generative
Yep.
very long derivative. So we saw very long goblins sort of pop up there, and then we had very long town and very long
Great.
CMP. So what's that?
I think we just had some static or something.
I was going to say
Yeah.
the very last trait. I think the character trait, um, the rarest trait. What was it? All the way
The
down.
rarest, the
All
rarest
the way
trait is
down.
an Akim.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
character, the Akeem trait is
Yeah.
really funny, really cute, and it's a point 0.1 floor. It was last time I checked it.
Yeah. Let's just
Yeah,
have a look at that. So the Akim, of course, is the founder of the Genesis Very Long. So we probably see us show some pictures with him with his sort of costume where he's got the very long thing on his head. So that's what this is here. I think the muscle thing is maybe a reference to the might be very macho. Like very macho is one of the early derivatives.
yeah, I think so.
But yeah, here you see some 0.1, 0.5. So some a much higher flora here on the I guess the rarest character trait, the Akeem. Akeem Super Rainbow here. Yeah,
That
yeah.
would be a
It's
very
just
desirable one. The Super Rainbow Akeem.
yeah. And there's only I think so there's only 41 of these.
Most are not for sale,
Um,
so very, very.
yeah, there's only 6 for sale here. So this is the overall floor of the Connect collection is 0.01, although it came out at 0.001. But would I be I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this go up from here, just based on the strength of these communities. But we'll have to keep an eye on it. And another one more CNP collection that's holding strong in the rankings is CNP Jobs, which came out a little while ago. And moving on, we've got next we've got Xana. So we mentioned Xana, the blockchain that originated in Japan. That's going to be heavy on gaming and metaverse. So they dropped the Xana Genesis collection, your personalized AI partner for the metaverse, and it revealed this week. So here's what this art looks like, and also holding a 0.2 floor price for 10K items, so that's pretty respectable. And yeah, here's the announcement of the reveal, the Xana page. And moving on, next we have MediaDAO is, let's see, what number is that, 10. So this just came up. So MediaDAO friends Nagoya. So this is like a new sort of community, and it's sort of regional based. So we have communities like Ninja, Crypto Ninja, so Ninja DAO, which is the big one. But I think, and I would imagine that a lot of these people are also members, but this is kind of somebody trying to get a little bit more activity going somewhere that's not Tokyo. So that's good to see, and I think we'll see some more of this perhaps. But so they dropped a 1.2K item, 731 owners, so very high owner count, and for floor price. So I think this NFT is mostly about membership in this new DAO, and we saw, yeah, so this had a pre-sale on the 28th and a public sale on the 29th. And it minted at 04 and it's holding 04. So I think pretty much people bought it and are just not selling. And here is the, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, oh, go ahead. You can finish that. I had a comment on it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, here's the Twitter of the founder. So we can see he's doxed here. Goes by Kenarin. You were going to say something, Steve?
Yes, I think it's, we talk about Web3 communities and we talk about DAOs, and we know that there are no geographical limits or restrictions, and people come together based on interests or certain other factors, and they can be anywhere around the world. And I think that will be most of the case, but I think seeing something like this where you have this geographical manifestation of a Web3 community, some kind of community where you're using the same concepts, people locally or people in some geographical region using those concepts makes sense. It's understandable that that's going to be one of the ways that it manifests itself.
Yeah, and it's not. I doubt that there's like a rule that you have to be living in Nagoya to join the DAO. I think it's about trying to get the community active there, and maybe people that you like Nagoya or used to live there or come from there or just want to join the DAO because it's a cool DAO. So you can see here on his Twitter, he says, "I want NFT friends in international." So yeah, we'll try to hook up with Kenarin at some point and hear more about his story. So moving on, we've got let's see, at number 16, Meta Idol. The Meta Idol is project to develop NFT idol contents, high quality products by members of the popular idol game production team. Large scale PR in Akihabara is also planned. Akihabara, of course, is the the part of Tokyo that is known for having lots of shops related to electronics and all kinds of like anime. A lot of the original Maid Cafes were there, so it's kind of a whole underground otaku geeky scene. And these guys are perhaps already involved with that. They're saying they have a game, so and now they're trying to get into NFTs. In an age when VR and AR are all over the city and metaverses that fuse these technologies have become commonplace, one day a new producer who is at the mercy of the idol candidates is approached by a girl he recognized from somewhere. She said, "Would you be my producer?" The one who approached him is an elementary school idol, Natsuna Chataro. She says she is from the future and that in the near future, according to her story, this idol agency will be disbanded in. Moreover, it seems that each of the idols will meet an unfortunate fate. Please save my idols. Yeah, so that's the backstory on that one. Produce your own idols. Every idol NFT card is unique. Welcome your own idols. So we don't know much about this one. This is a new entry, and but we will keep a lookout for info on that. Here's the MedIdol official Twitter.
Very strong in that like anime type of style. Seeing a lot of that
Yeah,
style. It looks very similar to this across many different projects. We saw with the Xana as well, something similar, a little more, a little simpler, the Xana project, but seeing a lot of this style.
yeah. Of course, the really famous group Akiba 48, they literally started out, that idol group started out in Akiba. They had their own theater where they played daily before they kind of became a huge super pop group, spawning many derivatives of their own. So there's other Akiba based idols and celebrities, mini celebrities. So we don't know if they have hookups with that or if it's more about this some game that they've made. But we'll have to find out
Yeah,
more when we can.
also known as AKB48. That would be
Yeah.
amazing if there's some kind of tie up.
Yeah, that would get
Eh,
people involved in the space, mainstream.
what? Yeah. Well,
If
I'm
someone
pretty
like
sure.
AKB got involved, yeah.
Yeah. These guys would. I mean, AKB would do their own thing, but they actually did do. I think they did do something with some kind of NFT voting or something. I can't remember. There was like some little promotion announced. Anyhow, I'm sure that will be coming. Will be all the big groups will be getting in on this stuff eventually. So moving on, we've got what number was that? That was number 17.
As
The
an aside,
Mafia Animals.
as an
Yeah,
aside, have either of you guys been in a maid cafe in Akihabara? This
not
is off
recently.
topic, but not recently. I was there one time, like it was not recently, like 5, 6 years ago. That was a wild experience. I was there with a bunch of people who were foreign tourists who were not into that at all. But
Mm,
the host is this very otaku Japanese guy and thought it would be fun to have a party there. And most of the people that were there were like, "What the heck is going on?" But it was an interesting experience. So I think I'd recommend anybody who's curious about it check it out.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
It's definitely a to do if you're coming to Tokyo once things are opened up. But if you're not like if you're there with people who are not really ready for it, it's a little bit off putting. And don't go there for good quality food either.
yeah. There's
Akihabara
no,
is really like a comprehensive, like nerd capital of the world, and I say that in without derision or derogatory connotation. So if the Maid Cafe thing isn't for you, there's also the Gundam Cafe, so you could check that out. That's one I've actually been to. Never been to a Maid Cafe, but the Gundam Cafe, which has Gundam themed food and drink. It's not very good, but the cafe is fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge underground scene there. Back about 10 years ago, I was involved with it was a monthly event called Idol Bombay, which was sort of like all of the underground uh, Akiba artists brought together to do a show once a month. That was just it was so bizarre and so much fun, really. I was involved with that for, I think, 4 or 5 years as a kind of sponsor. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Definitely a go-to destination in Tokyo, if for nothing else than just the spectacle of it. And the electronics are awesome as well. So yeah.
Okay, back to the alpha. Number 17, the Mafia Animals. So this is not a new project, but we did notice that they suddenly jumped into the sort of top 20 here with a couple of high sales in the past week. We had it's something like a 5.8 and a 6 point something ETH sale. Not sure what's going on here, but there's it's only 41 items, 40 owners, so it sounds a bit like some kind of membership into something, some kind of group, and with a couple high sales recently. Here is the Twitter for that, and it says produced by RI24. Here's their website, and they have they had a video too of them showing like a truck going around, probably Shibuya, they rented a truck to do a bit of promotion. And here's RII2 Ritsu. Says he's one of the founders of Crypto Ninja. Okay, there you go. So that would be a reason for a high floor right there.
It's kind of like very long. Nobody's selling. It hit like a couple high sales. People wanted to get in, but nobody wants to sell out. It's 5.8 floor.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe it's something that's going to be starting to develop its own,
I think
own
this is just this person's just he's an OG if he's one of the Crypto Ninja founders. Of course, Ike Haya is the main founder and leader of Crypto Ninja community, but this person also. So that's yeah, it's all it's a big landscape and it's a lot to remember. But stick with us and you'll be an expert on the Japan scene pretty soon. So that was that's our news from the top 10. But we found a couple other things to add on to that. A few tweets I saw. So Pyoko, Sweet Chick Club. So this Pyoko is also has a very long derivative called Very Long Animals in a Barrel. There's an example of that. But Pyoko just dropped a small collection on Avalanche, second Japanese artist, I believe, to do that. And that one's called Sweet Chick Club. So here's, you can see some samples of that there. Then we saw Pinko, our friend who's been on our spaces before, just dropped a piece on Foundation. It says fan art of Cool Girl NFT, and it's a very nice looking piece there that sold for 0.726 ETH. And we saw Kawaii Skulls. Kawaii Skulls, of course, was featured in our very first episode of NEKO-ALPHA. So collaborated with Barbarian. Barbarian is a metaverse wearables play. So they did a Kawaii Skull hoodie wearable. And I think it was a giveaway for Barbarian holders and Skull holders. unfortunately, I missed this one. Didn't see the announcement go out. I see most of Kawaii Skull's tweets go by, but I missed that. So missed
That
the
is too
drop on
bad.
that.
Your metaverse version of yourself would be awesome in that hoodie.
Yeah, I
That
mean
is
that's
cool.
pretty fire hoodie
That is
there with the Kawaii
fire.
Skull thing on the back. So a little bit disappointed I missed that one. But just a little bit more on Barbarian. So here's their Barbarian Collection Web3 brand. So it's a wearables brand. They've got their own collection of sneakers. So I think a lot of wearables collections are sort of starting off with the shoes. But notice that the team is OX Sumo. So OX Sumo is the dev for Neo Tokyo Punks and his own project called Sumo OP. And here we've got Meta Kawaii, who we also had in our space, is talking about doing a giveaway with OX Sumo. And so it looks like Meta Kawaii is, so here's quickly OX Sumo, his other project called OP, Overpowered Sumo Club, OP Sumo. And so that's just, I think that's just a little NFT that he has for his own little community. And then back to Meta Kawaii says August 13th, 14th release. So that's coming up very soon. And looking forward to that one.
Also a wearables play, Meta Kawaii.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
a lot of stuff kind of heating up in that space now in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. When we've been meeting a lot of people in that space. And so that's kind of it for the alpha. But speaking of meeting people, we had our NFTers Tokyo meetup number 5 this past Tuesday. Several people that were into wearables were there, some of our friends. But we also had a great chance to meet Akeem from Very Long Animals and several of, just quite a whole bunch of people from his community. And so it was great. There was, I would say there was at least 10 people there, and they all had their own derivative from his community. And here's Steve. Tell us about this tweet.
Well, it was really pretty amazing. Yeah, we met a bunch of people from the community, the Very Long community, and one of them is the guy that has this project, this fan art project called Very Long Tokyo,
Very
and
Tokyo
he's
Animals. Yeah.
Very Long Tokyo, excuse me, very Tokyo Animals, excuse me, Very Tokyo Animals. He is a 15-year-old creator in the space, and was really. I had a great conversation with him and other people, but he in particular was like, "Oh yeah, let me. I can make a custom piece for you if you want." And I was like, "Oh, that's great." He was like, "What would you like to have?" And I was like, "Of course, a Neko would be great." So he made me this Shido Neko, this white cat with the Shirokane on it, which is an area in Tokyo, which I requested. And it's got the Tokyo Tower next to it. It's got really great detailed building illustrations next to it. So I like it. It's got that nice bright yellow background. So it was really cool. So the next day, right after the event, he's like, "Hey, I made your thing. I made your NFT for you," and he showed it to me. He's like, "You can mint it." So I minted it. There it is. And then he gave me a shout out last night on Twitter.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't remember seeing. Did he look older than 50? I don't remember seeing a
He
15-year-old at the event.
he looked older, and in fact, Akeem was like, I was talking to him. He was like, "Do you know how old he is?" And I was like, I knew he was young. I was like, I don't know, like 20, 19, 18, like 15. So yeah, he's
Yeah.
really good. His name is Kamishiro Kirari. So really, like all of the community, everybody there was really friendly. He was super friendly. I think he's got a good future. I mean, he was good at talking about his project, talking about himself, and promoting himself. So, and he was right on it the next day, and we were DMing each other. So, really could be a good guy to keep your eye on. But I think everybody in that space, everybody in the fan art space with Very Long is pretty cool.
Yeah, we met. I can't remember them all, but there was so Very Long Life was there. I believe so. Very Fancy Animals. Um, there's several derivatives represented there, and
Also,
they were all
also
quite
very
young,
yeah,
actually.
they were all pretty young, yeah. And also Very Long Dogs was there as well.
Yep.
Uh, so a lot of different people, and then I met a lady there who is a big holder of a lot of the fan art collections. So we had a really good conversation about it, and Akeem knew her very well as one of the big kind of OGs in the community. So she has come to our meetup a couple of times. Really cool lady that I was talking to.
And here's Akeem. Yeah,
That's a
this
nice
was
T-shirt.
There he is. He's holding a shirt that he got from Fox, which is another metaverse wearable company in Japan, and we know two of the people who work with them. And then there's a very handsome gentleman next to him with a Neko Alliance T-shirt.
yeah,
Very
and
cool.
we'll be seeing that T-shirt will be popping up in some kind of media soon. Yeah, this tweet was by Lillian, another of our friends in the wearable space.
And just to point out to everybody that very long outfit that has survived many events. That was in New York with us at several events.
Uh,
It was at several
yeah,
events after that at Blockchain Week, and still going strong.
yeah, it was down in Okinawa for Blockchain Week, then back
That's
up in
true.
Tokyo, and in New York we were together at the Nifty Alpha party on the roof there, where it got rained on. So
Oh, that's
it's
right.
holding up pretty well, but it's getting a little bit floppy. Sometimes it needs a little bit of help standing up straight there. But yeah,
I
Very
talked
good
to
to
a
long.
see
guy.
Akeem rocking it.
I talked to a guy at the event who met Akeem in New York in Times Square. He just saw him wearing that and knew that the guy had to be Japanese, and just went up and started speaking Japanese to him. It is There is something very Japanese about it, but it's I think it's sort of all these, starting with Very Long Animals. It's sort of just universally appealing as well, while having that Japanese flavor.
Yeah, you can see that like the ears are having a little trouble standing up there. Yeah, um, it's certainly done its time. This costume's done its time. It's probably going to be moving on to a V2 soon.
I'll tell you something about Akeem. This community is strong. He's got a lot of people that are doing fan art, but he works hard. He promotes himself. He is friendly. He talks to everybody. He's a great ambassador for the space. Really great guy. And if anybody can cross over and promote Japanese NFTs in a good way in the Web3 space, it's Akeem.
Absolutely. And I think I should have flashed that up here too, but I think he's got another. I mean, he's getting to the very near the end of his Genesis collection launch. I think he's on about number 92 out of 100. And the last, I think, uh, Beaver, he's got a Beaver that was just going up for auction. So I think, I'm not even sure if that's been sold yet.
Which is the national
And
animal of Canada, is it not?
well, yeah, it certainly.
So
Yeah,
maybe worth 10 ETH or stacking some potatoes to get one of those.
yeah.
Can we mention
Uh,
that one other thing about Akeem that's related to us, or is that under wraps?
um, definitely don't be surprised if you hear very soon about collaboration. Yes, that's it's top secret, so we better not let that slip on this show here.
All right, keep that under wraps for now.
Yeah. So the that was August 2nd that we had the meetup, and 2 weeks from that, from last Tuesday, will be August 16th. Will be the next one, same place, same time, and that's about it for our alpha and community announcements.
All right. Did we talk about? I guess we already covered Crypto Art Week. We don't need to get back into that again. We'll have more info next show, probably.
Definitely, we'll be talking to Marty more about that and
Yeah.
get the details out there.
Cool.
Quick thing about that, she's planning to do a Twitter Spaces every Thursday evening about Crypto Art Week Asia. She did her first one last night. I was in there with her. It was a good group of people. It was a big space. I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 people were in there. So it's a testament to, it was like a last minute thing. She started messaging people, but a lot of people went in there. So she'll be doing that every week. If people are interested to know more about it, check it out.
And we will definitely also be talking to Marty about that on our own spaces.
All right. Excellent.
For sure.
I guess that brings us to the wrap. As per usual, please do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, share it anywhere you like. Everything we discussed today will be noted in the show notes very shortly, and so links to everything, including people from our from our Spaces recap as well. As per usual, shout outs to NFT JPN, Sophie over there, always participating in our spaces and helping us get those links to these up and coming artists who, so many of them we've talked to on spaces over the past few months, are now really well established. It's very cool to see that. Hopeson, of course, always a shout out to him. Not only has he helped us in spaces and translated our one of our interview pieces here on the channel, also now going to be a Genesis collaborator on the Neko collab project. Also, check us out on Twitter at Neko Alliance. You'll find the links to all our project stuff there, links to Discord, and of course, this show. And always will be tweeting about spaces every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Japan time, 6 p.m. Pacific, and 9 p.m. Eastern in North America. Yeah, Discord. Yeah, could jump into Instagram if you like. Not a whole lot going on there, but a little bit. And I think that's about everything. So thanks for joining us. Hit those Web 2 portals, push us through into Web 3. We passed 100 subscribers 10 days ago or something like that. So next milestone coming up, we'll see. I guess 200 or 500. I'm not sure which milestone we should aim for. I'll aim for 5 though. So for my co-hosts and co-founders, Neil and Steve, that is NEKO-ALPHA 23. Thanks, everyone. And let's wrap it up. I still want to talk over the outro.